Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate. I got stuck. Sorry. Thank you. I know, eh? Too much prasadam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
The Lord protect us from harm. I offer my respect to the witnesses unto you.
Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirahe.
Before reciting this Bhagavatam, which is very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of God and Narayan, unto the Narayan Rishi, unto the Mother Saraswati of God, unto Sri Vasudeva the author. Nastadreshu Adreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttarashloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Regular payments from classes of the Bhagavatam and payments of the reciprocity. All that is evidence of the heart is almost completely destroyed, and learns the refuge of the personality of Godhead, who is praised with constant in the songs, is established as a irrevocable God. Om Ajnana-Timirandasya Jnana-Anjana-Shalakaya Chakshur-Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born with access to ignorance. The gracious Master of open eyes with the scorched light of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him.
So today we're going to be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 9, verse 39 to 44. We'll just recite from 39 to 43 and then we'll discuss on verse 44. So translation, right? And we can start reading?
Yeah.
Are you all together or?
Like you, anyway, it's fine. Whatever way.
We'll be all together, we can do it. Yeah. My dear Lord of Vaikuntha planets, where there is no anxiety, my mind is extremely sinful and lusty, being sometimes so-called happy, sometimes so-called distress. My mind is full of lamentation and fear, and it always seeks more and more money. Thus has become more populated and certified topics concerning you. I am therefore most fallen and poor. In such status of life, how shall I be able to discuss your activities? My dear Lord, O infallible one, my position is like that of a person who has many wives, all trying to attract in their own way. For example, the tongue is attracted to pat of dishes, the genitals to sex with an attractive woman, and sense of touch contact with soft things. The belly, although filled, still wants to eat more. The ear, generally attracted to cinema songs. The sense of smell is attracted to yet another sight. The restless eyes are attracted to senseless gratification, and the thick senses are elsewhere. In this way, I am simply embarrassed. My dear Lord, you are always transcendently situated on the other side of the river of death, but because the reaction of your own activities is suffering on this side, we have fallen into this river, immediately suffering from the pains of birth and death, eating horrible things. Now kindly look upon us, not only upon me, but also all the others who are suffering. By all causeless mercy, compassion, deliver us and maintain us. O my Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, original spiritual master of the entire world, what is the difficulty for you? You manage the universe, delivering the fallen souls engaged in the devotional service. You are friend of all suffering humanity, and for great personalities it is necessary to show mercy to the foolish. Therefore, I think that you will show your causeless mercy to persons like us engaged in your service. O best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of material existence. Wherever I stay, I may fully absorb in your thoughts of glories and activities. My concern is only in the fools and rascals making elaborate plans. I am simply concerned with them.
I see that there are many saintly persons indeed, but they are interested only in their own deliverance, not
caring for the big cities and towns. They give to Himalayas, for forests, to the meditate onward. They are not interested in delivering others. As for me, however, I do not wish to be liberated alone. Putting aside all these pursuits, I know that without Krishna consciousness, visiting shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. Therefore, I wish to bring you back to the shelter of your lotus feet. We do the Sanskrit also for this one. Prayena deva munya sava Vimuktikama Monam charati vijena pratha nistaha Naita viha kripam vimo moksha eko Nainam tohat asam sharanam brahmoto nupashe I'd like to repeat.
Prayena deva munaya svamukti kama
Prayena deva munya samukti kama Monam charanti vijana parata nishtasta
Naita vihaya kripana vimuksha eko
Naida vihara kripana vimuksha eko
Tvadasya sharanam brahmatonupashyate
Mayam tad asya sharanam brahmatunupashte
Prayena deva munya svamukti kama
Prayena deva munya samukti kama Monam charanti vijena parathadanista
Naitam vihaya kripana vimuksha eko
Naita vihaya vimuksha eko
Nayam tavat asya sarnam brahmato nupasya
Nayam tad
Prayena deva munaya vimukti kama
Prayena deva munya samukti kama
Maunam charanti vijanena pararthanishta
Mone charanti vijanena namratartanashta
Netam vihaya kripana vimuksha eko
Naita vipa kripana vimuksha eko
Nanam tad asya saranam brahmodanupase
Nainam tvadasya sharam brahmotadunupaste Prayena generally in most all cases Deva, O my Lord, Munaya, the great saintly persons, Swa, personal, own, Vimuktikama, ambitious for liberation from this material world, Maunam, silently. Charanti, they wander in places like the Himalaya forest, where they can have no touch with the activities of the materialists. Vijane, in solitary place. Na, not. Para atra nishtaha, interested in working for others by giving them the benefit of the Krishna conscious movement, by enlightening them with Krishna consciousness. Na, not. Ethan, these. Vihaya, leaving aside. Kirpana, fools and rascals, engage in materialistic activity, who do not know the benefit of human form of life. Vimukshe, I desire to be liberated, and to return back home. Anupashe, do I see? We already read the translation, so we can just do the purport. Would you like to read? Sure, go ahead. You can read paragraph, yeah. Anybody can start.
This is the decision of the Vaishnava, the pure devotee of the Lord. For himself, he has no problems, even if he has to stay in this material world, because his only business is to remain in Krishna consciousness. The Krishna conscious person can go even to hell and still be happy. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj said, Nai bodh vijay para duratyaya vaitarya nyaha. O best of the great personalities, I'm not at all afraid of material existence. The pure devotee is never unhappy in any condition of life. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 6.17.28.
Devotees solely engage in devotional service of the Supreme Personality of God and Narayana never fear any condition of life. For them, the heavenly planets, liberation, and the hellish planets are all the same. For such devotees are interested only in the service of the Lord.
For devotee being situated in the heavenly planets and being in the hellish planets are equal. For a devotee, life neither in heaven nor in hell but with Krishna in the spiritual world. The secret of success for the devotee is not understood by the karmis and jnanis. Karmis therefore try to be happy by material adjustment, and jnanis want to be happy by becoming one with the Supreme. The devotee has no such interest. He is not interested in so-called meditation in the Himalayas or the forest. Rather, his interest is in the busiest part of the world, where he teaches Krishna consciousness. The Krishna consciousness movement was started for this purpose. We do not teach one to meditate in a secluded place just so that one may show that he has become very much advanced and may be proud of his so-called transcendental meditation, although he engages in all sorts of foolish materialistic activity. A Vaishnava like Prahlad Maharaj is not interested in such a block of spiritual advancement. Rather, he is interested in enlightening people in Krishna consciousness, because that is the only way for them to become happy. Prahlad Maharaj says clearly, I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. One wanders within the universe, life after life. But by the grace of a devotee, a servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one can get the clue to Krishna consciousness and then not only become happy in this world, but also return home, back to Godhead. That is the real target in life. The members of the Krishna consciousness movement are not at all interested in so-called meditation in the Himalayas or the forest, where one will only make a show of meditation. Nor are they interested in opening many schools for yoga and meditation in the cities. Rather, every member of the Krishna consciousness movement is interested in going door to door to try to convince people about the teachings of Bhagavad Gita as it is, the teachings of the Lord Chaitanya. That is the purpose of the Hare Krishna movement. The members of the Krishna consciousness movement must be fully convinced that without Krishna one cannot be happy. Thus, the Krishna conscious person avoids all kinds of pseudo spiritualists, transcendentalists, meditators, monists, philosophers, and philanthropists.
Jai, Hare Krishna. So this verse and the few verses before, from 39 onwards, just to give a little bit gist of what it's happening. Actually, this is the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj to Lord Nrsimhadev. This was after when Lord Nrsimhadev killed Hiranyakashipu, and he was very furious, very angry, and so nobody was able to go and pacify him. Even Lakshmi said, like, I can't go. You have to. Then everybody asked Prahlad Maharaj to go. So Prahlad Maharaj, he went and he paid his obeisances in front of Lord Nrsimhadev, and Lord Nrsimhadev kept his hand on his head. And through that, he got the knowledge of the Shastras. And through that, he was able to recite these prayers. So far, he is talking about like how the common man is nowadays living in this material world. They are always agitated because of disturbance. The mind is always disturbed. They are not happy. But still everybody's trying to maintain themselves, and they think they are very happy. So the senses, then he talks about the senses of the materialistic persons. They are always attracted to opposite sex. They're attracted to eating palatable dishes, to listening to different kind of musics or prajalpa. Basically, they're not interested in listening to Krishna Katha. And then he goes on and saying that there are two classes of Vaishnavas. One is called I think I got this right, 1 minute. This Bhajanandi, I think. Yeah, that's what it is. I can't understand my own writing. So it's from verse 41. Yeah, they're called the Bhajanandis. Bhajanandis, they're the one who worship the Lord only for their own personal benefit. And there are other Vaishnavas which are called Goshtanandis. They try to elevate all others to Krishna consciousness so they may be saved. So these are two distinguished Prahlad Maharaj is talking about. And the other important part, that bottom verse in verse 42, is talking about being the servant of the servant, dasana das. So in that he's saying like to get Krishna's mercy, we have to be the servant of the servant. We are not qualified enough to serve Krishna directly. We don't have the qualifications. So we have to serve other devotees of Lord Krishna. And if we have that mood of serving devotees, and then Krishna automatically get pleased. So we have to have that mood of serving the servants. So there's a verse which says, Gopi Brata Pada Kamalayo Dasana Dasana Das. And in that verse, Narottam Das Thakur also says, Tatera Charan Sevi Bhakta Samivas Janme Janme Hoy E Abhilash. He says, let me serve the lotus feet of the devotees of the Lord and let me live with devotees. One should aspire to be the servant of the Lord's servant life after life. If we have that mood, then it will be very beneficial for all of us to expand Krishna consciousness also. That's what will come in the next verses. We'll talk about that. Then, and in verse 43 is talking about like everybody is trying to make big plans. Like I want to have $1 million, I want to have a car, I want to have a house, Everybody's making plans. It's not wrong in making plans. We all can make plans. Even devotees should make plans. It's not like devotees should renounce and don't work on it. It doesn't say like that. Even Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, Arjuna, you have to do your duty. So this is our duty. There's nothing wrong in making plans. We can make plans to get married, to have a family, to have a house. There's nothing wrong. It's just how we dovetail in the service of Krishna. That all it matters. Because at the end, we do get caught up with all that goals in our mind, and we might tend to forget Krishna. That's not the goal. The goal is to always remember Krishna. So even if we have plans, we should always keep Krishna in the center and plan according to that. That's what the whole essence of that verse is. And the verse that we're supposed to talk about today, in this verse, there's one quality of, and actually all the verses compared, and actually in this verse, there's one quality of Prahlad Maharaj which reflects. Can anybody say what quality is that? There's one quality of...
He's Paradukha Dukhi, he's unhappy with the conditions of other living entities.
Okay, that's, yeah, yes, Prabhu?
He's very humble, no matter what.
Okay, that's good.
Fully surrendered to Krishna.
Surrender to Krishna.
He's very compassionate.
Compassionate.
Selfless.
Selfless. Yeah, these are all good points. Yes. So I also got those two ideas. Was one compassion and humility. That what we can see, like how compassionate he is. He has the opportunity, like Lord Narasimha is there. He has the opportunity to just go back home, back to Godhead, and just be happy, and he doesn't have to worry about anything. But no, he is compassionate, and he's worried about the other living entities in the universe. They are suffering so much. We might not see it. Sometimes we are blinded, sometimes we are in illusion because we are so much caught up in our own world, in our own miseries, that we don't see that. That's where the devotees who have compassion, they see that. And that's one of the qualities that Krishna really appreciates in all the devotees, to have compassion for the living entities. And to get that compassion for the living entities is to be the servant of the servants, and to be in association of the devotees all the time. And of course, reading Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, all the scriptures that we have, that will give us the mood of essence and the compassion. In the Shastras, we can see there are so many examples. There are few we can quickly just talk is Lord Krishna. When he was in a baby form, he liberated Putna. Even though she came to kill him, but he was compassionate. He felt compassion. He did felt a little love in her, even though she was there to kill him. But he felt the compassion and he liberated her. And all the other asuras, the demons he killed, they were all liberated, because he knew that they are in such a state that I need to give them the mercy. I need to be compassionate to them. And that's why he liberated all those asuras. Another example is when Jagai and Madai, they struck near Lord Nityananda, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know, and he was very angry. So he came and he was actually about to kill them. But Lord Nityananda said, no, that's not our mood. Our mood is to liberate them. So he showed his compassion towards Jagai and Madai and said, no, don't kill them. And that's the few examples. And even we have 4 other examples of our acharyas. There are so many acharyas. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Then we have the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. They all show so much compassion towards the living entities. Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, they were brothers, and they were from well-to-do family. They have good job. They are working for a minister, but they felt this is not giving them satisfaction, because they see there's so much misery. So they left everything. They renounced everything, And actually, with Rupa Goswami, we learn from him how to distribute your income, how to do that. That's how we follow his rules. That is like 50% you give it to the Vaishnavas, 25% you keep it for yourself, and 20%. That's how he taught us to do that. And the other 6 other Goswamis were the same. They were totally renounced. They were full of compassion. So those are the examples. And the foremost example, the most amazing example is our own Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was so compassionate. Is beyond our imagination how compassionate he was. He started this movement by himself. He went all the way from India to US in ship. He had 2 heart attacks. He could have come back, but he kept going. He knew that this is required for all the conditioned souls. And we are really indebted to him. Like he has come and taken the struggle of starting this movement. And because of him, we have this temple and all the other temples around the world. And when he came and ISKCON started in New York, he didn't stop there. He wanted to conquer the world. So he sent his devotees to other parts of the world. You have to go and start preaching them. Even they were new devotees, they don't know what to do. But he just sent, you just go and Krishna will guide you. So you have to understand he was so compassionate, like he was looking everywhere, where we could go and start Krishna consciousness. And that's the mood is in his books. And if we read his books, that kind of compassion, we will get that too. And that will help us to spread this Krishna consciousness and make it bigger and bigger. So that's the mood of this verses. It says that we don't have to go to Himalaya. Who can go to Himalaya? Can anybody from here go to Himalaya? It's not possible. It may be possible, but can you actually sit there and meditate? It's freezing cold over there. You cannot do it. But some do get that kind of body, or some do get that, siddhi, they can go and do that, but it's only for themselves. It's not helping anybody else. They might eventually get closer to Krishna, eventually in some path in future lives, but it will take time for them to come to that compassion that will help others. So we should have that mood of providing compassion. So what ways we can actually do that? What ways this actually says in the verse as well. So I was kind of reflecting on there is qualification of a guru. What's a qualification of a guru? It's mentioned in the nectar of instruction, first verse. Does anybody know? Yes, go ahead.
Vacho vegam manasaha krota vegam jihva vegam udarupasta vegam etan vegan yo vishaheta diraha sarvama pratidim sashishyat.
Can you explain it?
A sober person who can control the urge to speak, the actions of anger and the mind's demands, and the urge of the tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world.
Thank you. So yes, so that's the qualification of guru. And that should be our ultimate goal, like how Prabhupada wanted us all to be gurus. Prabhupada said, you should be gurus, you should be preach. So that's the ultimate goal. We have to reach there. Of course, take time. It's not a jump and we reach there. It will take time. And what's the qualification of a preacher? What's the qualification of a preacher is?
He speaks from Shastra.
Okay, that's one thing, yes.
He just acts as a postman, doesn't add anything or doesn't subtract anything.
Yes. So both are right. The one simple qualification of a preacher is Yare deke tare kaha Krishna upadesh. That's the simple qualification of a preacher. What does it mean is, wherever you go, whoever you see, you talk about Krishna. And you are a preacher. That's all it requires. Of course, you need to have, read Shastras, get the knowledge. Once you get that, you have to give that out. Don't keep it to yourself. Then you become selfish. It's okay to be selfish somehow, but when it comes to delivering and letting everybody else know what Krishna is, we have to go out. And the ways we can go out and do it is, many of you do it, is Sankirtan. That's one of the topmost ways of doing it. And Prabhupada was very, very big on that. Sankirtan and book distribution. That's the way you can preach and you can talk about Krishna. Even if it might be for 2 minutes or few seconds, but that 2 or few seconds, even the person touching the book of Srila Prabhupada will liberate the soul in couple of years, couple of lifetimes. It will happen. So we have to have the conviction that it is possible for that. To quickly give like a pastime, like how when I was at 7 years old, my mom, she taught me how to bathe Laddu Gopal when I was 7 years old. And I learned and I did it. I used to do it couple of times. I did it, few years I did it, and after that puberty hit, so everything went down the hill. So never happened. But neither did I know, or neither did my mom know. Like she actually planted the seed of bhakti in my heart. But it took time for it to grow. After 26 years, it grew. And it grew in a way that it gave me frustration actually to be in this material world. And I was frustrated. I was alone in this material world. I was alone in Canada. I was frustrated. I was doing this job and it was never ending. So that slowly grew. That seed eventually grew. So you can imagine, like, it took me 26, 27 years. So it can happen for anybody else. It's just a matter of planting that seed of bhakti in one's heart. And after that is, Krishna slowly reveals it himself. And once he starts revealing, then that soul gets the desire to know more about Krishna. So that one of the ways of doing is book distribution. The other way is doing kirtan. We do kirtan. That's another way of glorifying Krishna to his Maha Mantra. Then the other way is like going door to door book distribution. It talks about in the verse also. So there are so many ways we can do it. Even distributing prasadam. That's the most merciful and very easy way to do it. You don't even have to talk anything. You just give a candy, that's it. That's prasadam distribution. You don't have to talk anybody. So those are the ways we can help other souls who need this Krishna consciousness and bring them to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. This is the ways we can do it. So I'll leave some time for the questions, if there are any questions or concerns. Yes, bro.
You mentioned about your journey. So, I am not sure it would be offensive or not, but you can interrupt me if it is.
No, go ahead.
So you said after, like when you were adult, you went down the hill. So what do you mean by that? Like,
well, what happens, like,
were you still like worshipping the god, or your faith was totally gone and you were only in the materialistic world?
So, yeah, it's a good question. So, nothing to be offensive. So, what happens is when we're a child, when we're a kid, we are very gullible. Like, kids, they like to do things. They, hey, I like to do that. Like that. But when you start growing old, when the puberty hits, so then your mind changes. You have different emotions. Your emotions which you never experienced. You get those emotions. You get that kind of like feeling what's happening. So in that feeling, and try to understand that feelings and try to understand emotions, you do tend to forget what you did in your childhood. That's what happened. I forgot about it. I didn't pay much attention to it. My mom used to keep saying, like, when are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? I never could do it. But I was so caught up in that, like, that feeling of emotions. And it was hard for me to, like, explore it, or it was like, to talk about it. Because it's that kind of feeling, like, it's bodily feeling, your feeling of sexual desires, feeling of, like, what's happening to my body. And coming from an Indian background, like, our father's parents are not that much open to talk about those things, right? It's hard for the kids to understand that. So that's what happened, and I got caught up with that, and then I went into this bad association, and then started drinking, started smoking, and that was kind of like a different experience altogether. But with Krishna's mercy, then everything changed. Like, it happens if you have the faith, and if you get. And I'm indebted to my friend. Actually, I met him in the college. He was from India, from ISKCON Jew. He actually, like, brought me to the temple. It was my first birthday in Canada. So he told me to go to ISKCON Toronto. So it was June 9th, 2009. That was the first time I came here. That was the first time I came in, and I saw, and I prayed and asked for forgiveness, and I went to the pub and I drank more. So, so I celebrated the birthday again. So it's like, like how it's Krishna is very, very mysterious, and you wouldn't understand how he tries to connect you. But if you keep your open mind and have your heart open and associate with devotees, you will slowly realize, like, how he's giving you the association. I hope it clears. Do you have any more doubt?
Similarly, that's why my question was, like, how did suddenly, like, for me, I was like, you may say, call it a non-believer, like, for almost 7 years. And I didn't go to temple. I did everything that is prohibited in my religion. In every other religion, I would say. Every other thing you can imagine. And just same as, like, you said, like, there was a friend of you. I had a friend on his birthday. He gave me some guidance to start meditating, read a book. I never read a book in my entire life, but I went, like, I go through all that book and all those things, and then I researched a little bit. Since then, I think I call that moment as my life-changing moment.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Sitting there. So that's why, like, it touched me, like, when you mentioned those things, and I believe exactly same that happened to me out of nowhere. Like, I started believing out of nowhere, and there was nothing that I could see that happened in my life. I was like, it was fine. Life was doing not too well, not too bad. So it was going on a decent pace and everything. And after when I get connected to God, like Krishna, so there are certain things that happened bad with me, like really bad. I got into accidents, so many things. But I never felt like, sad or something. I gave that glory to him. Maybe that's his way of me connecting to him, because if it wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't be sitting here. So there are some things that have to make you believe in God, and even appreciate that maybe those bad things are the way to carve you, so that you can achieve a better, like, success or something. I'm not sure how to phrase it, but I'm like short of words for it. So, and I thank you for your experience.
No, thank you. What's your name?
Saurav.
Saurav. Well, thank you, Saurav, for expressing your heart and living. It's very nice. Is this your first time coming to this temple, or?
No, I have been here like 3-4 times.
3-4 times, okay. Well, thank you for sharing. Yeah, like, we all go through that phase. It happens. Like, sometimes you're up like, full blissed, like, nothing can touch me. I'm indispensable. Nothing can happen to me. And all of a sudden you go down and down and down. It happens. This is the material nature. We are. His what verse is that? Devi Shagun Mahima Maya Durataya. Yeah. So we are influenced by the material nature. We think like we are the doer, but it's all the material nature doing it to us. And that's the reason why we need to take shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna so that He can protect us. And you coming back, it's a winner. It's like you proved yourself like Krishna is the one, and I have to catch His lotus feet. And we all are here to help you. We are here to help you take our association, come more regularly. If you want, we can connect you to some of the devotees. You can, come and chant with them, and it's wonderful. This is like, you inspired me now, to believe this more, have more faith in Krishna. Thank you for sharing. Yes,
For a really wonderful class. Since Prabhupada was mentioning that we do not want a lot of yoga centers and we just want devotee just wants to go on door-to-door book distribution. I just have a doubt that is there any mentions like Prabhupada mentioning like Sankirtan which we go on street or which we go on door-to-door, which one is like better?
Well, door to door is both are equally same. Is this door to door is just gives you like it's like you go in an apartment building, so this is the getting in the building, so you're just going door to door. It's like you don't have to be in the streets or try to look for people in the streets. Either way, both have the same benefit. At the end, you're doing distribution. You are talking about Krishna. It could be door to door. It could be on the street. It doesn't matter. Both have equal benefit as long as you meet someone and you give Krishna consciousness. That all it matters. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, in the translation it was mentioned that if devotees go to hellish planets, they will be preaching there. Are there any examples where devotees went to hellish planets to preach?
Well, honestly, I'm not very well versed with that. Prahlad Maharaj could be,
Prahlad Maharaj too.
So Prahlad Maharaj itself said like I don't want to go to the heavenly planets because my family is a demon. So I accept it and I will be there following my my path, my duty over there, even though I will preach. So Srila Prabhupada explained like even if the devotee is going to the hellish, they will preach. Perhaps it will say, even though in this material world is the hellish condition of life, right? Because if you use, I'm gonna give you an example. In the communist countries, let me connect the idea. Okay. So what happened? For example, I'm gonna give you this. There was my spiritual master. It was in Russia, no, in Spain. It was in Spain and it was Franco time. It was not communist, it was a dictator. What is it called?
Dictator.
Dictator. And it was only one religion. And if you preach out of that, you will go to jail. So a bunch of hippies came to Spain to preach Krishna consciousness to everyone. So the army took them to the jail and take everything away. Passports, everything. And his holiness in he was there, and he was explaining, I was not scared for what is going to happen to me, because in that time they can kill you. Certainly, if you don't follow the regimen, they can kill you easily. But he said, we were in association all together, chanting, even though they make with the bread like a beads. They don't have anything else to chant Hare Krishna. They just have this, he explained this bread, it was so hard that they made beads and they would start chanting on the jail. And they were in the jail 6 months. And then certainly they say, okay, go, but no clothes, no money, and no ID. They just let them go, everyone. And he explained, in that moment, we didn't realize the great dangers of life. And then Srila Prabhupada, somebody said, hey, these devotees, they were in jail and they were preaching. And he will say, see, even in the worst condition of life, the devotees will always, preach or always be the brighter picture of everything. Even if they send you to the hellish condition of life, like Prahlad Maharaj was there, he will try to enliven everybody like all his classmates. Hey, chant. Hey, why are you wasting your time playing? Just chant. Hey, don't know the Lord. Why are you wasting your time? So, it's not hey, you have to go to hell to deliver anyone. But we live in the material world. War is more hellish, and then you have to go to work and deal with so many people that they are not very nice. And you have to be devotees are like a diamonds. So just to see devotees in the material world, they shine, and people can perceive that shine. Maybe you will say, I'm not good preacher, I'm not good going door to door, or I'm not, not going to Harina. But if you are exemplary devotee like Prahlad Maharaj, he's out of this world, but you are inspired to be just one little bit, you will, you have this aura, everybody can see it and say, the devotees has something special. I want to see why he's happy. What is the reason he's happy? Why he feels when he walks something magical. I want the same. And it happened to everyone. I don't know. I'm not a good preacher. I'm nothing, zero. So I just entered to my work interview, and I smile, and the lady said, now she's my boss, and said, why I hire you? Because you smile, you give me peace. And she asked me, what are you doing for that peace? And I say, follow the Vedic instructions. What is that Vedic? Oh, we have this Bhagavad Gita. And slowly, out of the blue, she started, can you bring me books? And I said, what, serious? Yes, I can bring you books. And she said, I want to know more. Why the reason is, because I told them in the office, I'm vegetarian. And it's very awkward, what is the reason you're vegetarian? Because, I practice this. Oh, wow, so nice. And all my coworkers slowly start asking me, so what are you doing? And she comes to open her mind to me, and I say, wow, this is creation. And on the Thanksgiving Day, she brought us flowers. And she said, offer them and pray for me, because I cannot do it by myself, but I know you have a special connection. And I said, if everybody is very committed, just a tiny bit Krishna consciousness, for example, can change anyone, anyone, literally.
Anybody else? Any question? Good? Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpa Dirvishya Parina